What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction on the channel. Today we're reacting to the first episode of Takopi's Original Sin. Looking forward to this. I really don't know much about this. I actually heard people talking about it on Twitter a few years ago, I think it was, discussing it. I can't remember what they were saying, but I do know ahead of time that it isn't this kind of very nice show. Judging from what I've been seeing in the comment sections of posts on this, I haven't been spoiled luckily, but the vibe people are giving off when talking about this is very much like it's going to be very dark, even though it looks very light. So looking forward to it. One of the first things honestly I noticed was we've got a warning right at the start. I won't read it out, but yeah, that leads me to believe it's going to be very dark as well. So we'll see what we got. Do let me know what you guys think about this first episode though down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with these reactions. I should be watching this every Friday, and it should be for about 6 weeks, I believe. I've got another message here. Also, the first episode is about 40 minutes, so I kind of hope the rest are as well. I think that would be pretty cool. It's not very usual you see episodes go past 25 minutes. This work contains some sensitive depictions involving life and death. So we've got a second warning here, which again just further adds to the mystery of what direction this show is going to go in. Everything I've seen, I haven't watched the trailer, but just from the visuals, it really just looks like quite a cute show. These scenes have been visually portrayed with respect for the original story's intent and are by no means intended to encourage or promote such actions. We hope you enjoy the bittersweet yet happy story of Takopi and the children as they face their extraordinary fate and accompany them throughout their journey. It almost reminds me a little bit of the new Weapons movie that's going to be coming out. I've been seeing loads of trailers for, and that's got like a lot of hype around it. I'm quite hyped to watch that. This kind of gives off similar vibes in a way. Okay, but yeah, goes without saying, this is one of the shows, honestly, I'm looking forward to most this season. Don't ask me why, because I won't be able to answer you. Just, again, just vibes. The Takopi is the octopus in the trash. Honestly, that looks like me during the summer when I go out when I go out to like a park or something. When I go play football training, I get my hay fever gets so bad, one eye starts like closing up, and yeah. Here's the opener. Sounds pretty awesome so far. There's Dad with the dinner. Has heat up. Wait, I like the style of it a lot. Akapi. Bringing them together. Again, it all seems like quite nice. Maybe it is just like mostly nice, and then there's just like one really dark thing that happens. Maybe that's what's going on here. I believe the main voice actress is also singing that opening, right? That was really nice. I like that. Annette Happy. This fucking voice actor. Shizuka. No, I remember that. So let's just call him Takopi. Happy? Oh crap. She very much seems like quite a somber girl, doesn't she? Like, they haven't seen much of a reaction at anything from her so far, have we? How can you turn that down? You can fly. So is that the relationship we're going to be having here? He is like happiness personified. He is happiness in a sense. But it is what it is. He is happiness. And she is Shizuka. What does that say on her bag? It's already done that. Um, yeah, there was some kind of writing on her bag. Like from the way it was drawn, I don't think that's like her name. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's like her putting her name on there. So people know it's her bag. I feel like that's probably some insults maybe. I can't read Japanese, but that's maybe what people have written on her bag. Oh, maybe for them. So I also assume they're probably talking about her, picking her whiteboard. Yeah, they are insults. Inside the bag as well. Damn. You know, one of the best representations of something similar to this I've seen is from Sangatsu no Lion, and I really like that arc with the sisters. So yeah, I can probably understand why this. I can imagine this being pretty emotional. To be honest with you. Chappy. That's a movie I forgot about. First time I actually see her smile. Oh shit. There's a hostess. Or do you reckon she's more literally an escort? I do think that is one of the best like relationships you can have in your life, being a kid and growing up with a dog. I don't think she means that literally. The rules. I love nothing. Well, that's the most you got to have of her yet, Takopi, so that's the thing, she does keep revisiting. Much as her words, oh my god. Jesus Christ. Decorated. Why is she holding the dog collar? Why is she holding the dog collar? got something very horrible in my imagination right now, and I hope it's not the case. I didn't fully. I was thinking way too much about the dog collar. I didn't quite catch everything in that conversation, but not sure I want to. I can imagine what she might use that for, considering the warnings we got. Era. Oh man. It's not very often you see something quite as ruthless as this, is it? I've watched thousands of horror movies, and there's always this stuff that hits you the hardest. Stuff like Requiem for a Dream. Stuff you wish you never watch again. Oh, can he go back to the past? That was the question I had of like, there's a lot more to this, I assume. Got 6 episodes left, and I'm pretty sure she's the main character. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's sorry, this might be. Oh wow, we're already halfway through the episode. So it's just a very powerful image. It's so strange. Like again, it's kind of away from the point, but like with Japanese stuff, I mentioned before about My Home Hero censoring lockpick tools, and recently in Rock as a Lady's Modesty, they censoring the middle finger. Yet it's totally fine to show a scene mean, they should have warning, to be fair, but they're allowed to show scenes like this. There was probably a time, probably maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, that maybe not in Japan, but it might still be a thing in Europe and America, but you wouldn't have been able to get away with anything like this. Showing this in like a movie or something. So and I think for a good reason, because it is really just such a powerful image. Just, yeah, like I said, it's something you don't ever want to see again. It's an interesting question. It doesn't exist in any other species. I think that kind of says something about human kind of consciousness and knowledge, doesn't it? But the more you know, the more depressed and bad things get. Well, I hope we find that future as well. Also, I can't imagine ever having. I mean, I don't want to pause again, but the kids that bullied her, like, they are just kids, so you can't fully kind of put responsibility onto them, even though they are probably the reason she died. But imagine having to like live with that as well. You were just a stupid kid, bullied someone. I mean, not absolving them of their crimes. Like, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it'd be a very tough thing to live with for the rest of your life. Not absolving them of what they've done here, but kids are just like this. That's probably the place she least wants you to go, to be honest. I think that is the source of her what I really liked, sorry to pause, but yeah, that's what I really liked about Sangatsu Lying. Actually covered a kind of bit of rehabilitation for like the school, for like the bullies, and actually kind of directly addressed it in terms of, we didn't just get her to say sorry. You actually kind of worked to, again, kind of actually kind of work on the bully and her being. It's not like putting someone in prison and get them to and thinking that they're gonna change just because you put them in prison. It's not like that. Like, you can persecute these bullies and say, yeah, you did this wrong, say sorry, but what will that actually do? You want to see them reform. You actually want to work with them to become proper human beings. And at this age, I didn't have like a voice or anything, or like a consciousness. And to be honest, I was on. I wouldn't say I got like massively bullied or anything, but I was definitely more in line with Shizuka here than I was with these people. But I can understand I'm a very different person as an adult to what I was as a kid, and I think a lot more about what I say and what I do. So again, you can't really do anything about these bullies, but I want to see them reform for sure. Again, can you imagine like doing so? Because I've done stupid stuff, like I used to do drugs and drinking and such when I was younger, and obviously got past that now. And yeah, you make mistakes, especially when you're this young. But I don't know if I could ever like live with myself knowing that you had a hand in something like that. Yeah, just a very powerful start to the show already, isn't it? Which I maybe should have expected. I mean, I did expect, but it's always a bit different when you actually see it. To be honest. So yeah, this strikes me as a show I'd probably never want to watch again. Not in a bad way, but so I'm assuming they can't actually see Takopi, and that flower was like the realistic thing that they could see that came from him, and it looked different from what we see from her perspective. So another big question here is what is the teacher doing? How can the teacher see this girl's desk every day and not do anything? This is the other kid we see in the opening. Now, if everyone died for something that simple. Oh, get played. Although that inevitably probably just make things worse. Oh yeah, Kirby over it. Is like the best part? Again, all of this is fruitless because it just makes the bullies just, yeah, want to do it more, I assume. There's something a little bit satisfying about her seeing her a little bit pissed off though, isn't there? Took you 30 minutes to realise that. One thing I am really interested in this show is how this Takopi is gonna like evolve in a sense of this kind of understanding of humans and these terms like the S word that I'm not gonna outwardly say because I'm not really sure of YouTube's kind of conditions and whatever bullshit that 100 pages of stuff you got to read. Yeah, I'm interested to see his kind of evolution and if he will kind of turn into like, I mean, he's literally like a happy race. Will he turn into like a doomer per se, and like will he have the more understanding he has, as with what I said earlier about us humans being like the only kind of species that does do stuff like this. The more he understands, the more he kind of conceptualizes this. I'm really interested to see how he might change or what he might kind of do in the future in his evolution, to be honest with you, just as much as hopefully seeing Shizuka, I think her name is, just as much as I'd love to see her kind of progression, which is really interesting because it's got that kind of time travel aspect to it now where we travel to one certain point in the past. It's like, how much can she evolve? There's not too much time that goes past from that photo till the moment we saw her in the middle of the episode where she's hanging. There's not actually too much time, so it would be quite an incredible evolution on her side as well, if she is able to kind of avoid that fate. But yeah, this has been quite fucking brutal so far, hasn't it? Like, Jesus. But that just again, that gives me the power of it. It's a more powerful feeling in me of wanting to see her kind of beat this. One thing that really helped me with, I wouldn't say I had a very similar kind of experience to Shizuka. I can relate to a very small degree, but one thing that massively changed my kind of thought process was Clanad after story, and the messages in that show really impacted me. So sometimes it just takes like something. It could be anything, TV, it could be a real life person or whatever. Again, this is a much more extreme than anything like that, but yeah. But it's just interesting, like the duality of things being so dread filled, so dark, and this Takopi being so kind of opposite. A really interesting tone of things. Yeah. Like, how is he going to react to this? Well, this probably sounds harsh, but if I was this alien Takopi, I'd probably leave this planet ASAP, having experienced all this stuff. As much as you want to help Shizuka, like this is you think, oh my god, I would rather be on any other place, any other planet right now than planet Earth. this. Yeah, I assume Takopi has never experienced these emotions ever. Give me back my dad. Jesus. This is, I mean, this is really, I said earlier about like not blaming these kids too much. This is really extreme. Like, this is, I'm not sure what the right kind of psychological term for it, but this is, to like, this is like the limit. And she is just like gone well over the limit right here. Holy, she just stabbed her. But yeah, she did mention this. How dare the daughter of a parasite who leeches off men. We know her mother is an escort, I think they said. This dialogue right here, give me back my daddy. So there's some kind of relationship between this blonde girl's father and Shizuka's mum, do you reckon? Do you reckon there was like a scandal and her parents got like divorced or something because of that? Yeah, there's got to be some kind of prior history. As I said, like the bar, we went way over the crazy bar right here for it to be just a case of bullying. There is definitely more emotionals and emotion and grief and disdain right here than again just your typical a typical case of school bullying. I feel like we're going to see this Takopi guy get more and more sad as we every time we see him in this shot. Not really. Kind of is. I did mention earlier that it would amplify the feelings that the bullies have, but not. It doesn't make it his fault at all. A will to do anything is tough right now, isn't it, Mr. Takopi? As we kind of saw earlier from Shizuka, who didn't even want to leave the planet, didn't even want to go to Planet Happy. Very hard to do anything, to move at all. So he's not just only taken her place physically, but mentally, in a sense, he kind of did right there. So this kid seems quite nice, honestly. Nothing changes. It's easy to get stuck in that. As we just saw with Takopi a little bit, it's easy to get in a place where, you know, it's an abyss. He seems like a nice boy. No, that's not the case though. It's yeah. They've become close. Is her mum round right now, do you reckon? You know, seeing her dad. Oh shit. What the hell? That's like, no, it's not. So I thought she might have just walked in on her dad and Shizuka's mum right here, but this is her mum. So yeah, he is cheating on her, and everybody knows about it. You can understand why they should have these negative emotions in that case, can't you? You can understand where this comes from. It, you know, of course, doesn't make it right, but trembling. Ominous ass footsteps as well. Okay. Whew. Bloody hell. That was a lot, wasn't it? I can't say, it's gonna be really weird to word, but I can't say I really enjoyed this episode, but I thought it was really good. I don't think there was too much to actually. Not, yeah, it's not one of those shows where you're meant to enjoy. I don't think, but very interesting setup, isn't it? With just such distinctly different creatures. Shizuka, the girl that wants to, yeah, and Takopi the happy and from Planet Happy. Hopefully, just as we see him experience her kind of feelings, experiences. Hopefully we can have her kind of maybe experience some of his, and yeah, very invested, I'll say so far. Very invested. Again, I can't say it, like it was enjoyable, but just I kind of mentioned the Requiem for a Dream is one of those things where it's just like such a good movie that it's done so well that you never want to experience something that kind of daunting and painful again. And I feel like this might be something quite similar. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really good first episode. Absolutely love this. Really like the concept. Again, speaks to me a little bit. Again, I've never been this way inclined to a massive degree, but I think everyone's gone through this. Maybe not this, but something similar at some point in life, on a much lesser scale, maybe into a bigger scale. Who knows? Depends who you are, of course. But when you just question everything, question why you're here, what yeah, I'm not going to go too far into it because I've gone into it before in other videos, but yeah, a little bit of relating to the thought process, especially. I think maybe not the kind of situation or the circumstances, but just like the thought process and kind of being in that kind of place, almost a bit like the sunken place, a little bit from like Get Out, for example. But yeah, hugely profound, really interesting setup and situation, characters as well. Like the blonde girl at the end of the episode, it's not just like she's just this awful villain bully character. She's got her own things going on, as we did suspect from some of the language she was using and just the severity of the bullying she was doing. There's much more to this than just like this simple kind of situation here. So yeah, very excited to, well, again, excited is the wrong word, but looking forward to seeing more from this. I'm kind of hoping that every episode is going to be about 40 minutes as well, because I thought that was really well paced. Always love a longer introduction to a show as well, so that was appreciated. Especially I like the ending, but I especially enjoyed the opening song. Hopefully we can reach those vibes by the end of this show. Yeah, I'm hoping for that. I'm not sure it's expected, but I'm hoping for it. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this one down in the comment section below. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this one. Let me know what you guys thought about the relationships, and I think especially the duality, like I said a minute ago, of like there's a complete difference in these two main characters, Takopi and Shizuka. It's just like, that's a very interesting thing to do. It could easily be really annoying having something like either way. Like you could find her being annoying, which I don't think you should, given her old circumstances and such, but you could really vibe with Takopi and find her annoying. You could really vibe with her and find Takopi's kind of upbeatness annoying. I think that would be very easy to do, but I'm just really invested in seeing just like the development of it. We got a bit of it towards the end with Takopi kind of turning into her and sharing her experiences to an extent and trying to understand and fathom this stuff. Really interested in seeing more of that. So yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. I will be back next week with hopefully another 40-minute episode, but if it is normal length, then so be it. But again, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll see you then with episode 2.